Yo, what is up guys, it's me Eve again here playing Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the characters that are coming in to the game based on the leaks again. On the Carnival we are going to have the new version of him. He's also an Anteiku character, so we're having a second Anteiku character in a row after the Shu Carnival. And as well as we're going to take a look at the Chief, who's also a CCG unit. But I think this is very important to see because this shit is insane. When we had a stream and we looked at these this was insane. He's definitely getting nerfed. I am for sure telling you he's getting nerfed because there is no fucking way he's staying the same way he is right now. At least on the leaks he looks maybe one of the best units, even maybe the best unit in this fucking game, just purely because of the leaks. But let's take a look at the here. He is a wit character. He's from Anteiku, and that's a little bit weird that we already got one Carnival for Anteiku, and Shu was he wasn't bad. He's an okayish unit. He just doesn't bring much to the team, but he's overall, for himself, he's not a really bad unit. He can do some big damage if he wants to. But let's take a look at the kit for the here. So first of all, he's got a fucking essay here, as you can see. He's got an essay of a skill, that's for sure, as well as just purely all of his skills are just an essay. And that's crazy. At some point we're gonna be reading a book about the skill of one character if this goes on. But grants determination to all allied characters for 2 turns, then deal the deathmatch damage equal to 260% of attack to all enemies. So he's an AoE character. Determination reduces damage taken by 15% if under determination when gained again. Grant fighting spirit for 3 turns. So he not only does damage but also reduces damage. Great for Anteiku. This is already looking really strong. Deathmatch for each fighting spirit on all allied characters. This skill coefficient increased by 4% up to 32% at total 3 total stacks. Your skill coefficient increases by 4 on total stacks. Additional increase attack by 10% at 5 stacks, increases damage dealt by 15%. So he's gonna buff the shit out of your attack, as well as the fighting spirit also buffs some attacks, so you're gonna get insane amount of buffs from him. Not only damage reduction but also attacker buffs. This is already looking extremely horrible for everyone else except for Anteiku, because they're gonna be facing this shit all the time at this point. And this is looking insanely strong. So he also gets the ultra deathmatch on his 3-star skill. So he just does more damage here, as well as he does a little bit more buffs, and still, this is insane amount of buffs that he can do. When the battle starts, grant all allied characters determination for 2 turns. When you gain any buff other than combined force, grant yourself combined force for 1 turn up to 3 times. When attacking for each combined force you have, reduce the target's defense by 3% for the skill. So he's also debuffing the shit out of everyone. Reduce damage taken by 15%. Okay. This is the same, and combined force is the pen rate increase. So he's gonna be doing more and more damage with every combined force as well. So he not only buffs, he not only does a big damage for an AoE character, and now he also has a pen rate and debuffs for your characters. So great for everyone who's not gonna be having this all. You're gonna get obliterated probably. When your turn starts, grant yourself 1 warpath. When your warpath reaches 3 stacks, increase your skill level, remove all your debuffs, and grant yourself debuff immunity for 1 turn. Afterwards, when your turn starts, reduce warpath by 1 stack. When only 1 stack remains, warpath will increase again, increasing all stats by 3%. This is also insane. This is a free Hinami skill, basically. Hinami is the whole thing, is all about like getting the skill level as well as removing debuffs and having debuff immunity. And this guy just casually has it. Like, just casually has it without no problem. He doesn't need a fucking support in the team. He can do it all by himself. He can buff, he can debuff. He can now increase his own skill levels, as well as he can remove debuffs, has a debuff immunity. He's a one-man fucking army. This is crazy. I think after, like, for example, the game-changing characters were, for example, Ayato when he first came out, game-changing character. Then Green Toka was also a game-changing character because she opened the path for Psy Arima, who wasn't played at all after that. Before she came in, she opened the path for him to be diverse team. Then also she opened a way for Anteiku, because Anteiku wasn't played at all. They didn't have the units, and after she came out, the Anteiku actually started like rising from the ground. And now I guess this guy is gonna be the groundbreaking. If they don't nerf him after like first day or a few days after he comes out, I assume they're gonna nerf him, because this shit is insanely OP. When inflicting weak, increases your basic stats by 8%. Sure, great. When your turn starts, grant yourself a shield equal to 3%. He now gives a shield to himself as well. Great. Like, why the fuck would you need anyone else in the team if you have him? You might as well just put him solo in the team and he can do it all. For one turn for each allied Anteiku character on the field, when another allied character takes single target damage, if you have a shield absorb 50%, he also has the Agyeges, basically, of Hinami's mom here as well. This is insanity to me. Of that damage, and relate against the attackers, dealing 150 of your attack retaliation can trigger once per turn. This is... I don't even have a words for describe this guy. He's the most OP character that you could possibly think of. He supports... He's a full support, but he can also do insane amount of damage, probably. Like, again, we'll need to see how much damage he will do when he comes out to the actual game, but for now it feels like he's just gonna demolish everything and everyone with this shit, as well as having absorption is also insanely OP. Like, Hinami is only like used in some, for example, Guild Wars, because of her absorption in the backup. She sometimes gets replaced with Renji, but this guy doesn't give a fuck. He can do it all. He can be a support as a Hinami. He can be the same as, for example, Hinami's mom. He can do insane amount of damage. He's also AoE damage, so he's basically an Easter Ayato in some sense. He also has shields like Red Toka, for example, that he can give. He can... this is just... I'm speechless, bro. This is insane amount of stuff, as well as he debuffs here. He buffs with the damage of the whole team. But for the most part, he seems very diverse. So the only stuff that is related to Anteiku is his third star. So other than that, he seems very like team friendly. So you can really put him in any team and he could be working, because only in the third star he wants characters from Anteiku being on a field. But I think he could work in a diverse teams as well. So maybe Green Toka and Psy Arima plus this all, and like someone like, I don't know, San or Hina could also see some play because of this. Maybe that diverse team can resurrect again, and we will see some diversity in the meta as well, just purely based off those characters. Again, it could be just an interesting theory to craft, trying those teams out, if they could work or not. So we'll need to see how it's gonna go for him. But he seems extremely OP. Now let's take a look at the new chief, who's going to be a CCG unit, as well as he's a blue unit, and that's an interesting choice. I thought they were going to choose more of a red type for the next CCG character, just purely because Shinohara was blue, and he was very like a recent unit, to be honest. But again, also New Juzo was the red unit, so they usually don't do characters right after each other, they usually switch the attributes all the time. So if the previous one was blue, the next one could be green or the red. If then it's, for example, is green, then the next one is going to be red, and all stuff like that. So they usually switch it up. But I thought if we're not going to get the CCG unit next, we're going to get the red one after, because again, blue Shino is already there, but again, he's getting sometimes cut for the sake of Psy Arima or the Psyamon, for example, sometimes even for the red Arima. So because of that, maybe this is also a good idea to put him as a blue as well, so there is no problem with that. But let's take a look at his kit. He's also extremely OP, to be honest. Like, both of these units are extremely broken. Inflict vulnerability on the let's read the whole 3-star skill instantly there. Inflict ultra vulnerability on the enemy's targets for 2 turns, then increase all allied basic stats by 20% for 2 turns. Ultra vulnerability reduces defense related stats by 10%, increases damage taken by 20%, and decreases max HP by 10%. So you're gonna get debuffed for 40% basically. Here, with all of this applied, you're getting fucking debuffed. He's gonna debuff the shit out of you. As well as he's gonna buff his teammates. His basically, probably like, you're gonna use him in CCG, right? You're not gonna be using him in other teams. So he's gonna buff for 20%, so you're basically fucked for 60% right here, because 20% buff is increased in damage for there in pen rate, all of that is increased here, and you're getting fucked with this 40% already, so you're gonna get fucked with this. This is very OP, like already just based on this skill, he's extremely broken. But let's read what his skills do. When allied CCG character deals damage to an enemy target with vulnerability, they inflict additional damage equal to 15% of the damage to all enemies. So this is another AoE for 15%. So this is basically a free RC cell from Senti. Senti had got a god cell with this thing here, and he just gives it for free for everyone in the CCG. This is insanity. This additional damage cannot exceed 200% of the attacker's attack, sure. When an enemy with vulnerability dies, deal damage equal to 200% of the highest attack among all allied characters to all enemies. So, anyone dies, you're fucked. You're getting another 200% additional damage there, just purely because you died. This is insanity. Again, this is also like increasing just purely standard vulnerability, defense related stats by 10%, and increase the damage taken by 15%. It's for the enemies, obviously. So it's broken. This guy is actually extremely broken. Like, this is insane. They're outputting 2 extremely OP units, and both of them are the characters that for the teams that are already much stronger, for example, than Aogiri. And at this point, they want Aogiri dead, I guess. This is insane. Aogiri isn't getting nothing. Aogiri is dead at this point. After these 2 units come up, I don't think Aogiri is gonna be played at all, because there's no way Aogiri can win versus this type of teams anymore. Like, CCG is gonna one-shot. Anteiku is now even more tankier, as well as they have more damage because of the ult, as well as he's an AoE unit. So I don't know, like, there's no way for Anteiku to even breathe now. Only if you're like facing free-to-play players, like Wales, obviously can easily still win free-to-play players because they don't have the enough CP to surpass them, as well as like builds to surpass the whales. But still, like, even with that, bro, like, Anteiku and CCG is getting so much stuff, and it's at this point, I was hating a lot on Aogiri, but at this point I'm sorry for that. I wish Aogiri gets at least one extremely OP unit at this point, because this is insanity. If they don't change this stuff and not like nerf them, this is gonna be an end for Aogiri for good now. At this point, this is definitely an end for an Aogiri. But each time you gain 5 shields, your skill level increases, so he can also increase his skill levels. fuck me. This effect can trigger once per turn whenever ally CCG character gains a shield, increases their damage dealt by 10% for two turns up to 2 times, so 20 fucking percent again. When ally CCG character shield disappears, increase their damage taken reduction by 15% for 1 turn up to 1 time. So it's also really works well with Psy Arima. He's gonna love this guy. He's actually gonna be in love with this guy. Reduce all ally characters damage taken by 10%, another reduction here, great. When ally CCG character attacks, they gain 1 command up to 6 stacks. After using an active skill, if command has reached the maximum, remove all debuffs for all ally characters and grant them full scale attack for 1 turn. Then clear all commands. While full scale attack, this character cannot gain commands. So they're getting the debuff immunity. Great. Another fucking debuff immunity. And Aogiri is like, there's a lot of units that have a debuffs. So Easterado has a debuff, the Red Ayato has a debuff, Jason has a debuff, Senti has a debuff. All of those are getting fucked because they don't give a fuck anymore about debuff. Anteiko doesn't give a fuck about debuffs. The CCG at this point is not giving a fuck about your debuffs anymore. Anteiko is just... Aogiri just doesn't have any debuffs anymore. As well as this is also bad for Rabbit, because Rabbit is already getting replaced with Ol. But now Rabbit's debuff is useless as well, because everyone has debuff immunity at this point. So also Rabbit is getting fucked and gonna be, I guess at this point, useless and not played anymore. Command reduces damage taken by 3%, and full scale attack increases attack related stats by 10%, grants immunity to disruption, lethal and disabling effects, and increases damage dealt by 20%. Fuck me, this is actually insane that they're outputting something like this. Command reducing damage taken by 3% again. So this, I just don't know, like, what the fuck are they doing? The power creep is getting so crazy. Like, with every character, we're getting crazier and crazier. Like, the Half Annie Arima's damage was insanely big. Now we're getting insane debuffer for CCG. We're getting insane, just purely all-in one-man army for the Anteiko in terms of all. This is just, I don't know, like, I don't know what to say. Those guys are crazy with how they are outputting imbalanced characters. If they actually don't nerf these two, this could be a bad time to play Tokyo Ghoul, because Aogiri is not played. The meta is going to be full of probably CCG units, I would assume, because again, a lot of whales have the CCG build, so they're gonna probably play this team for the most part, as well as, like, it's more fun, you know, with having free attacks all the time and that stuff. Anteiko only now will have the free attack from the Ol. Other than that, they don't have any free attacks, as well as just a little bit more interesting to play CCG to the full, like, other than compared to, like, Anteiko, for example. It's more fun to play CCG, and so I assume CCG is going to be all over the place at this point. Maybe all with the Anteiko is also going to take over, but Aogiri is just done. For until the next character, who's going to be probably an Aogiri at this point, like, there's no way next character is not an Aogiri unit. Until that time, Aogiri is just not going to be played. Even if only people that are going to play Aogiri is the ones that don't have the capacity to level up those characters to max. So probably free-to-play is only going to be staying on only Aogiri. Other than that, everyone is, all of the whales are going to play CCG or Anteiko. I would assume like that, because there's no way a whale wouldn't play this, would play an Aogiri, and they're just going to lose every game. Every fucking game they're going to lose because of this shit is just insane. Other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe. Tell me in the comments what do you think about these two fucking characters, because I think they're extremely broken, and they definitely need a nerf before they come in. Or maybe even if they come in, they need to nerf, like, them on the first day at least, because this is insanity at this point. Hopefully you have a great day. Don't forget to tune in on the streams. I stream every day, as well as join the Discord so you don't miss any notification on the streams, because as well I do the notifications beforehand, before the stream starts, and so you will not miss anything. And other than that, hopefully you have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.